Hey, this is Don Kryptonium, millionaire, Pipto. I'm sorry, Meow, for waking you up, but I need to make this video. There is Meow. So I was apologetic to the Meow. And today I'm going to give you the update on the Juno network. That was a very long time since I did the update on the Juno network, but I think there is a lot of things to discuss. But before we jump right into these discussions, go and smash the like button. Yesterday I made the mistake. I didn't tell you, hey, obliterate like button. No one did this. The video is dead. Did my wife just came? Okay, this was my mother-in-law, so now I have to tone it down so she does not think I'm complete retardito. Today we are going to discuss about Juno networks and about where is Juno network right now. Because in some ways one would look and think Juno network is dying, and it's not completely wrong. Because Juno network for the past 10 months or maybe 8 months, they don't do one thing that was right. It's the Juno network is the network paved with the good intentions and bad actions, because it's run by, well, I don't want to offend anyone, okay? So we're going to discuss that. We are going to discuss the Juno swap and the slow death of the Juno swap that is happening, and other failed ventures, and what is the future for Juno. Can it actually survive? I'm speaking of this because Juno underperform even this dark and depressive market. Like, imagine how much it takes to actually underperform. You have to be doing something really wrong, okay? We have on Juno 100 governments, 200 sub-DAOs, and well, maybe that is the reason. So, first venture of the Juno, let's talk about the Juno swap. So, Juno swap was this great intention. You know, in the Cosmos ecosystem, there is Osmosis DEX, which is the major DEX of the Cosmos ecosystem. And I was very supportive of Juno swap. I really liked it. I thought it's a great idea. And now I see kind of mistake that pushing so hard for this DEX and putting it on the forefront of the, like, as the priority could have been sort of a mistake. So Juno, set up at the start, it set itself as the competition to Osmo and was telling that it's going to destroy Osmo, right? Many people kind of believe that. And then the Juno swap launched with its own DAO token, and since then was completely quiet. Like, since the Juno swap launched, there was no development, no idea on bringing utility to the raw token, and just draining the pools, which I was part of, right? So I was farming to drain that Juno rewards. Meanwhile, the raw tokens were pretty much not used and did not find utility. And I even discussed with the people, hey, how about you actually make the revenue stream and try to share it with people? And there was no, it's the problem, you have to unbond for 2 weeks, it's too much problem. Okay, do nothing, just die. They received quite a big funds from the pool. I believe at the moment when it was, someone told me it was 3 million worth of Juno, which is probably worth a lot less now, and no one seems to care about this at all. So there is proposal to redirect the Juno that is being shared among the pools, right? And I think people just cannot take it anymore, and they really feel like, hey, we need to do something about this. And I wonder if this move is actually going to kill the Juno swap. And it's the proposal from Dimi, who seems to try to save this. So there is around 1.3 million in Juno in the multi-sig, and the objective is to convert the Prop 14 multi-sig to a working sub-DAO, so that we'll be able to reallocate incentives dynamically to the protocols building on Juno. So these funds need to be reallocated, right? Like over $1 million Juno to actually do some development instead of just waste that as the rewards in the Juno swap. What could be the consequence? There is a chance that the liquidity in these major pools is gonna go down, but my belief is it's still gonna be okay, because I want to believe that there is big wallets providing the liquidity. Ironically, one of the savior of this liquidity is Takumi itself. Like, Takumi is providing liquidity, I think, on the Juno Atom, and this is why we have deep liquidity here. So we are going to talk about this another tumor that we have on Juno network, and why the Juno will struggle unless we are going to solve that. So yeah, like, this is easy, yes. Like, I mean, what else you have to do? We need to do this. This video is more chaotic than I actually wish it to be. So the next thing, the other mistake beyond Juno swap pursue was, and I'm sorry that I'm keep reminding of this and revisiting this, but it's it's like everyone tried to not talk about this, and it's like, hey, like, not talking about things is big problem, like, I don't know why no one would like to not talk about this, to be honest. So on Juno network, you need to know there is this tumor right now, with around 3 million Juno being locked in smart contract that was seized from the big wallet that have received big amount of Juno at the Genesis, and it was kind of like, it didn't mean to happen, but it happened, okay? So here where we are, there is two choices. It was said that we're going to lock the tokens and then community decides. Burn the tokens or distribute the tokens, whatever. And when the proposal went in, everyone was like, yes, we gonna burn and the price gonna pump. $100 at Juno. And then Juno was at $45. Since then, the price tanked just a little bit, as you can see, partly to the market conditions, partly to the fact that no one wants to touch Juno because of this tumor. So, and I tell you how disappointing is truly Core 1. And I want you, Core 1, really respond to me. Respond what I don't get. J.K. Harnelet, Dime, J.K. Zampolin. I know probably you guys will not respond. Mr. Lobo, Wolfe Contracte, and the Mr. fucking Block. Okay? So, what I do not get, because you said, you were giving direction, right? Hey, you actually truly gave direction to the community that we should seize the tokens. Like, let's not pretend you did not, okay? We know you did. Then you'd kind of back down and like abstain, vote no, and because you knew you fucked up, but you gave direction to do it. And then, after it happened, you left the community. Like, you did not give direction. You were like, we don't touch it anymore. We seize the tokens. We give you direct. We not want to touch it because it's actually time bomb. Because if we touch it, maybe we get sued. You know what will happen when the proposal go to actually burn the tokens? Like, the validators will be like, I don't know what to do because I just don't. And many validators will not even touch the proposal. We know this. We fucking know this. So, do you have any idea what to do? Or you plan this smart contract to stay there a year from now, 3 years from now, or 5 years from now, and 10 years from now? Because if it stays this way, no one is gonna touch it. And I'm sorry, Juno people, because I know we small chain, so we might believe that retail is gonna come and pump the price, okay? you need to know that to pump the price, you actually need the people with money, okay? And people with money will not come and will not pump the price, simply because this reason. So I'm asking you, Core One people, community, just, you are so scared at the $45 that the whale can dump the tokens and drain the liquidity. Let's assume back then it would actually happen, and would we be in very different point that we are now? Like, would we be? I don't think it would happen. I don't think we could probably work on OTC trades, OTC contracts. So I even if like would be dumped, like it was just manipulation. Like, really come with solid argument now against me looking back in time. So I'm asking you, Dimi, Jake, can we get a fucking direction, because Juno needs a leader? And I know Jake Harnell is now the leader because Jake Harnell realized if he's not gonna be the leader, it's gonna die. And if Jake Harnell would not come down, Juno would be dead. I'm sorry. So please solve that situation, because, like, solve it. People count on you. Network, regardless if it's community-driven network or not, they need a leadership. They don't need 100 sub-DAOs. They need a leadership, okay? So that's another fuck-up. But there is hope for the Juno network. You know, like, I don't think the DEX is the future of the Juno network. It's really time to restructure the Juno swap or kill it fully. The other mistake was, you know, creating sub-DAOs and doing completely unwise spending that felt the community is like completely fucked. Because I tell you something, and it's related to some movement that is happening recently on the Twitter. You can really come to people and say to them, look, it's industry standard, paying 3,000 per week for the, you know, Discord moderators. I'm actually making the numbers up. It's the industry standard. It's the industry standard. That's how it works. 100K, it's industry standard. We can't do anything about this. We need to pay it. You can tell that to community. But I also want you to understand that your community is somewhere. There is the guy who make $2,000 a month, sometimes even less, and feel they're a community member and they work very hard and they're like, bro, like, you pay me this money, I fucking live on the Discord and manage your community. Like, and they feel fucked. They feel fucked by you so much. So leave this fucking your stupid idea of the industry standard behind and understand the people. Understand the community, because they cannot relate to you. But there is the hope, okay? Let's stop the fad. Let's stop the fad. Will the DAOs be future? And there is this great product, but I have big doubts because it's still not being used. There is the V2 coming, you know, change the font. I know it's funny. Change the font. I know you think, it's edgy. Change the font. It's time to change it. And time to work on delivering the best DAO experience to the people. Because Juno maybe could be DAO Hub, and it could be more of the experimental layer. So maybe it's time to forget DEXs, to forget other ventures, but become this fully permissionless, because fully permissionless chain where you can experiment. It will not be Neutron. You know, I actually have some doubts about Neutron. It might be too serious. There might be too much effort. There might be too much belief into the Neutron. But in order to become this fully experimental layer, and I will try to, you know, it's fun to use, like I use Juno, you know, I'm validator there, but To become fully permissionless network, you need to embrace that. And the Prop 16 showed that you are fully permissioned and discriminatory towards the people and towards the chaos. You fight the order, and you indeed kind of become this Soviet structure-driven chain. I'm sorry to say that. Tell me why I'm wrong here. To do that, if you fully permissionless experimental layer, mistakes will happen. Genesis mistake happen, embrace it, go it, and you should be like, it is what it is. But we are experimental layer, we want to embrace innovation, and we want the great products to be developed. And if you do that, you cannot build the 100 sub-DAOs and trying to control the development with all you can and schedule what's being developed, like the DEXs, etc. That's just my take. You might not like it. Comment on this video, or let's go discussion on the Twitter. If you from Juno, like, you disagree and you have some ideas, come and let's do live, okay? With that, the only real man on Juno is out. Now, I invite you to attack this father. Don Kryptonims out. Till the next time.